Out here doing another shooting trip, and as I pull off the dirt road, off from the main road to the dirt road, there's a lady back there, and so I stopped and made sure she was okay, you know, if she's broke down or something. Anyway, she asked me, she says, "Are you here for the press conference?" And I said, "No." Long story short, I said, "What is the press conference about?" And she says it's about all the cleanup they've been doing out here and how they're shutting down some of the land. So to some of the Utah shooters out there, this is my thought on it, is that many of them are going to complain about the state, about some of these people who own the land, who have allowed us to use it. They're going to start complaining against them. And I'll tell you what, to the shooter, not to all the shooters, but to the shooters who come out here and leave the televisions and leave all the garbage, it's their fault. It is the shooter's fault, that group of shooters, not all shooters. For example, last week when I was out here, I was shooting, this guy came up, and I hadn't said anything to him. This, as you can tell, is a real passionate subject to me. I just got done discussing with her. And he starts looking around, and the first thing he said to me is, he said, "It just irritates me, all this shit that people leave out here." I didn't start the conversation, he did. So I know there's people out there who respect the land, shooters specifically, who respect the land and take care of it. But it's the others that are going to ruin it for the rest of us. So I don't know, I might stop this press conference and see if I can get my 2 cents in. She just told me they hauled out 15 tons of garbage. So if we can't take care of the land, if we can't pick up after ourselves, what do you think is going to happen? And I've said this before. I've said it for years, this was going to happen. As you can tell, this is a hot topic with me. It's frustrating, very frustrating. And then to see it come to fruition is even more frustrating. It sounds as if they are starting with just a small part of shutting down some of this area out here. And this is private land, so it's not BLM land. Let me make that clear. It is private. But this is private land that who has owned it before has allowed people to come out and use it. And now they were saying, "No, we've given you a chance and we've hauled out 15 tons of garbage. So we're not going to do it anymore." So to the Utah shooters who come out and trash this place, clean it up. It's irritating. And as a shooter who wants to continue to come out and use it and clean up after myself, I expect that everyone else do it. And there's a bunch of cars here, so we'll see if the press conference is going on or what's going on. So just did a little interview with one of the news agencies up here. It wasn't on camera, it was just a, I don't know if this will be print, I guess. And talked to her for a little bit, and that was interesting. There's several news agencies up here. The land that they are closing is just a small section of land. And again, this is not BLM land or Bureau of Land Management public land. This is private land. But again, this is land that the owning entity has allowed shooters to enter and utilize. They've posted signs, however, that says, you know what, shoot, but clean up. And that has not happened. So what I've seen is a steady decline of these areas that we have available to us to shoot. From anywhere from the early 90s till now, I've seen it dwindle. And some of that has just been rededicated to recreationalists on motorcycles, ATVs, that kind of a thing. So they just try to limit, you know, the danger of a lot of shooters and those type of people combining on the same land, which is kind of irritating to me, to be honest with you. But other land that we used to go shoot at, they've shut it down completely. This was due to repeated fires that kept happening, so they shut that down. Now they're onto this land, and again, this is private land, and they're only shutting down a section of it. So there's still plenty of land out here to shoot, but I think that in part is the mentality and the problem that many of the Utah shooters have. One, if they even care about it, and I know a lot do because I've talked to them out here. I know a lot do, so I'm just talking to the slobby ones. But they have this mentality that there's still so much land, but it's piece by piece by piece over the years. Eventually, there's going to be nowhere to shoot. In addition to that, you've got the urban sprawl. A lot of places I used to shoot back in high school, honestly, are now neighborhoods. I would literally be in somebody's yard or in their house shooting where I used to be. So the land that we have available to us, I said it before and I'll say it again, if we do not take care of it, we will see more and more of this. And some of the shooters give the majority of us shooters bad names. And those are the ones that come up here and trash the place. And I kind of see those people, not really shooters per se, more of they just got guns and they come out and shoot on occasion. And so what they bring up, and I'm walking through it right here. I mean, just look at this. What they bring up are the cans, the bottles, the glass bottles, and just these type of targets that, you know, bring up the cans, bring up the bottles, shoot them. I mean, feel free, but pick it up. And I've been taking pictures. I've been wanting to do a video about this. I just haven't really known how I wanted to approach it. But this seems as good as any, just more off the cuff and real. I mean, it's just, guys, it's a hot topic for me. And this isn't just shooters, this is backpackers. I see it all the time in backpacking. The difference is with the shooters is that you're not packing your stuff in, so you can carry a lot more in the back of your truck, in your car, and just leave it out here. Here again, I mean, just look at, this is just walking down the road. You got all this stuff, you know, and this is constant. This is constant. My little favorite shooting area that you've seen me at most of the time in my most recent shooting videos, every time I go, I clean it up and I pick up a bunch of stuff. The problem is, a week later when I go, I've been going about, you know, 3 times a month lately. Every time I go, it doesn't look as if I've done anything. So there's my rant. Maybe I ought to end it, but I don't know, man. It just frustrates me. We have this beautiful land available to us, and if we don't take care of it as shooters or as people in general, as recreationalists, it's not going to be available to us. And on a bigger scale, my young kids, I want them to be able to come out here and utilize the land like I have. And if we don't take care of it, they won't be able to. So there you go, little impromptu video. Hopefully we can change the culture. It's not going to happen overnight, but maybe eventually we can get it to where people are really taking care of the lands.